Juliana, your automotive woman, and this week I am test driving the 2021 Toyota Highlander all-wheel drive. So I'm going to take you for a walk around, have a closer look at the interior, finish it off with a test drive, but don't forget, connect with me on social media so you don't miss any behind the scenes action. Similar to the Toyota Camry Hybrid I just reviewed, the XSE trim is all new for 2021 for the Highlander, and it really helps to elevate a different sense of style, beginning with the front sport bumper, which adds a lower lip spoiler. Uniquely designed 20-inch alloy wheels are standard, flat roof rails which extends to the rear spoiler, helping with overall aerodynamics, and an all-new sport rear bumper to finish it off. But when it comes to the engine, all Highlander gas-powered SUVs have a 3.5 liter V6 8-speed automatic transmission. This is producing 295 horsepower with 263 pound-feet of torque, and I am confident this single exhaust with new dual tips sounds way better than the hybrid. Take a listen. I've already mentioned that I'm test driving the all-wheel drive Highlander, but a front-wheel drive is available and you save a little bit of money. But the XSE trim just adds a really nice layer of exterior styling, like these 20-inch wheels, which are surrounded by all-season tires. And usually when you have a larger wheel, it adds for a rougher ride. But what Toyota's done is included 3 different driving modes, which is Eco, Normal, and Sport. And I speak about these driving modes during my test drive because one thing I can say after a week of driving the Highlander, it is really smooth. Toyota has included their 2.5 safety sense technology across the full Highlander lineup. This includes forward collision warning with pre-pedestrian braking, lane keep assist, lane centering, blind spot monitoring, left turn intersection support, and a rear view camera with cross traffic alert. If that's not enough standard safety for you, well, this is also impressive. The Highlander has no less than 8 airbags, 3 of which include side curtains for each row. That's impressive. Chances are, if you're in the market for a 3-row SUV, towing capacity is important to you. And in the Highlander, you have 3 different levels of towing capacity. First, the traditional way of pulling a trailer or a boat, whatever it is for you, that's a limit of 5,000 pounds. And then on top, if you're going camping and you need some extra storage space, this has a capacity of 165 pounds equally put across. And then inside is your payload of just over 1,500 pounds. But I highly recommend you speak to your Toyota specialist, because the last thing you want to do is overheat or blow your transmission because you have too much weight that you are carrying. So make sure you have a full understanding of your warranty and your towing capacity limits for the full vehicle. A power liftgate is standard on the XSE trim. There's a couple different ways of how you can open it. There's your key fob, a button inside the interior, and then of course the button located just beneath the emblem. Then this is also adjustable in height. Hold it into place, then push this button right here, wait for the beeps, and it automatically sets for you. Now in 2021, overall cargo capacity has increased, and both the second and third rows can be put down. You can do the third rows from back here on either side, and then when you want to put them back up, no problem, use the strap and just pull it up. Now I was a little bit surprised that there's no additional connectivity back here, not even in the third row, which I'll show you in a second, but you do have more storage here on the side, and then underneath here is where you'll find a personalized storage space for your cargo cover, and also you'll find your tools to remove your temporary spare tire located under the vehicle. In the Highlander XSE trim, you will find available seating for 7 passengers, and the second row has captain's chairs, which I prefer because personally, I think it just provides everybody with better individual comfort. And the comfort and the storage, everything is so impressive. So first, these seats fold, slide forward, and then recline, and you can do each individual function by using 3 different handles on the side of the seats. Then for that extra layer of comfort, you have sun blockers on each side. Storage is amazing, huge pockets behind both front seats. On this side, it's fantastic, and then even more down here through the middle where you can fit 2 traditional cup or bottle holders here, and even room for more snacks. It really is impressive. I'm not done yet. As for connectivity, you have 2 USB ports found behind the center console, where you also have your climate control panel for rear seat passengers. As for that third row, super tight back here, and I am 5'3", and I usually fit pretty much well everywhere, and I'm actually cheating because I have the second row captain chair slid forward so I can get in and out a little bit easier. But truth be told, I wouldn't sit back here. This, I assume, is reserved for small kids, and they'll have a lot of fun sitting all the way back here. But what's impressive is, again, the storage and space for bottle and cup holders. So you have 2 individual spaces on each side, again reserved for water bottles, you know, more snacks. The only thing that shocked me a little bit is there's no connectivity, and this is for kids back here. Why didn't Toyota include connectivity? It's a good question, but 2 features I really like is this seat can recline, and it reclines by a lot. And another great safety feature is every portion of this back cabin has rear seat notification sensors, so it reminds the driver, hey, remember your small kids or pets, whatever is important to you back here. The interior of the Highlander XSE trim is very specific to it, but I keep talking about storage because it is so impressive. So I'll start with that and then take you throughout the rest. So first, below your infotainment system, you have 2 more pockets. This is also where you'll find more connectivity. And then above your glove box, you have another space. On the sides of the door, it probably has the most space that I've seen in a mid-size SUV. So again, impressive. What I appreciate and what is super convenient is there is a little pocket here where you can place your gas cards or coffee gift cards, any daily item. So it's super quick and convenient. You can just go ahead and grab that. What I also like is the center console. So it doesn't open this way, it slides, and this is also where you'll find your wireless charging. This is great. This is a standard feature in the XSE trim. Then lift that up and you have another layer of storage here with a removable pocket, and then if you remove that, it's really deep. Yeah, this is just so impressive. If you're a busy parent, you're gonna like all the available storage in here. But I'll also mention up top, this is standard, the sunroof for Canadian and US viewers and marketplace. It is a manual to open and then power operated. Every seat in here has a blend of fabric and soft tex leather. It's synthetic, easy to keep clean. These front seats are power operated, they're heated. To turn on your heated seats, use the buttons on top of here. Then one disappointment is there is no heated steering wheel. This is crazy. It should be just standard. And every vehicle in Canada, it is probably available in the limited or platinum models. But the rest of the steering wheel, yeah, nice styling, unique, comfortable, really good grip. But on the left-hand side, you'll find your voice commands, your Bluetooth, and your radio settings. You also have complimentary Sirius XM for at least 3 months. This is also how you can customize your digital driver cluster, which is both digital and analog. It's only digital right in the center. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, this is your smart adaptive cruise settings, and I mentioned some of those features previously, which is your forward camera, rear camera, you have lane keep assist, lane centering, and blind spot monitoring now. It's a great system, the Toyota Safety Sense. It's quite impressive. I've gotten used to it since the Camry. Now, for the infotainment system, it's an 8-inch touchscreen and hard button. It's the easiest infotainment system probably in the market. Like, you can't get lost in here. You can't ever be confused. It's hard buttons, what would you like, your menu, your audio, you know, hard buttons on each side. You could even use an old school knob to scroll through the radio stations as well, or when you're scrolling through Sirius XM. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are standard as well. Navigation optional. Couple more items before I hit the road. I've already mentioned connectivity. Yeah, it's great up here. Again, not sure why some of this is not placed in the third row, but maybe in the future. As for the driving modes, I said them a little bit earlier. You have normal, eco, and sport, and then terrain modes, you have mud, sand, rock, and dirt, and another layer of safety with snow. That said, now let's hit the road so I can provide you with my final driving impression from this past week. And right away, I can tell you this 3.5 liter V6 is way better than the CVT I just got out of. Mashing the throttle, so nice. Super smooth, and I'm in normal mode. Okay, that accelerated really nice, and that's what my week has been like. Just nice, smooth, convenient. I don't think I've stopped talking about the storage because it's so impressive. But first, let's get into this engine. Yeah, it pulls really well, uncomplicated, and like I said, smooth. Now, in between the driving modes, similar to the Camry, the sport, normal, and eco mode, the differences are so slight, you really can't tell a difference. The only time I would use sport mode, honestly, is if I was pulling a trailer or a boat and I just use it for that extra RPM to get up the hills. And a fantastic surprise, too, is this vehicle only takes regular fuel. I thought for sure, being a 3.5 V6, it would take premium, but it doesn't, just regular fuel. So that's fantastic. More savings on the fuel right there. So I mean, can't complain. But it is, you know, just really easy to drive, and within minutes of being behind the wheel of this Highlander, that's what I noticed right away. Is everything is just uncomplicated. The only time you feel a little bit of body roll is when you're transitioning from a side street onto the highway, and then vice versa. That's the only time you feel any of that body roll. The rest of the time, it literally feels like you're in a larger vehicle. I constantly feel like I'm sitting up really high, and I don't. Like, I sit low. So I'm surprised that this drives like a mid-size SUV when really I feel much taller than that. So that's not a complaint. If you're the type of consumer that likes to sit higher in your vehicle, I think you're going to appreciate the Highlander. But some other things, all the comfort for front drivers, second row drivers is fantastic. You have so much space dividing you. I was just really disappointed that in that third row, there's no connectivity. But if you are taller, or if you have a taller child and you need that extra headspace, those seats recline by a lot. So that's fantastic. Visibility, fantastic everywhere. Front, sides, there's no blind spots because there's that huge third window out the side, and of course you have blind spot monitoring. I also recommend to put your side mirrors a little bit wider because then you can fully see all the way behind you and just catch a little bit still of your vehicle. But visibility is fantastic, just as good and just as fantastic as the noise quality in here. You could simply have a conversation with the first 2 rows. That's the one thing this is missing, is like a passenger talk feature similar to the Telluride, where you can speak to those 3rd row passengers with ease, because right now you have to turn off the radio and you have to scream in order to hear each other. And this little mirror up here, this works really, really well too. You know, you want to see your kids or your passengers, this is fine as well. But yeah, like I said, the only thing this is missing is honestly like a passenger talk. That's it. The technology is fantastic. I've gotten more used to the adaptive cruise control because what I didn't like in the Camry is that you have to push that lane keep assist and lane centering button twice, but I think now I have it under control. It's really good. And like I mentioned, all this technology is now standard, so that's fantastic. But what I like to do in all my videos is recommend a test drive, because test drives are complimentary. And please ask your Toyota specialist to allow you to drive both side road and on the highway, so you can see that acceleration, right? Really good. And you can see that body roll. Okay, but for now, guys, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss How To Tuesday or Feature Car Friday. Thanks for watching, guys.